What's happening, Blades? Uh, we have just recently, tonight, had the tragic news that George Baldock has passed away, aged 31, found dead in his pool in Greece. I've had several now confirm from really strong sources that it is the case. So I was in two minds whether to come on because sorry, it's shaking me, and I know it will have done a lot of you, but and this is certainly not about me, but I know personally, and I'm trying to be quite open with this, that I struggle with my mental health, and I know if it's hit me, I know what George meant to us all. I know what as fans, but as a person, he was everything we wanted in a Sheffield United player. 31, 31. There's no immediate suggestion of foul play or anything like that. I don't even want to get into the details because it's so new and it's so fresh. I want us to be the channel where you come for breaking news, but this is tragic, absolutely tragic, and I think it's important that we come on not just to show love for George, but to show love for each other. And I don't. That sounds ridiculous, but I know how I'm feeling. And I want people to know that they're not alone in feeling like this, because wow, what do you say? What do you say? It's not just, look, George Baldock was a part of the Sheffield United team, and a real important sort of strong element of the team that got us our identity back as a club, led by Chris Wilder, but he epitomised everything we wanted in a player. He loved the club. He were an adopted Blade, and he'd said that in several interviews. Speaking of interviews, I've been speaking to George just recently. In fact, let me share. I haven't got it ready to go up on screen or anything like that, but I can share you an honest conversation that I had very recently with George, because he was happy to come on the channel, and I was planning on an interview with George. He was up for doing it this international break. I put on 26th of September, I put, "Hi George, hope you're well, pal. Let me know if you're still up for coming on the ramble. Understand if things are busy your end." And he put, "No problem, mate. Let me get this week out of the way, as with some big games. Then we have a break, so I'll definitely give you a shout." And I put, "Love that. Best of luck and speak to you soon." Then I got the George Baldock poster from Marty Greer. Those brilliant posters where he's putting them all up around Sheffield. And I sent him a picture of it, and I put, "How good is this?" And he replied on Sunday morning, "Unreal, mate. Blades are flying. Love it." And I'd like, just unbelievable. And then I texted him tonight before the news came out, just saying, "Still good for getting together, mate. Let me know when's good for you." And then you get this tragic news about, and I was sort of talking about what he meant to us as a player, just as a man, as a role model for hard work, commitment, drive, determination. And, people outside of the game won't necessarily get it, but I thought we were a fantastic role model, keeping himself in tip-top condition. He left with our blessing, because even though he could definitely have still done a job for Sheffield United, how can you pass up the chance to go to live in Greece, the country he represents internationally, and on big money? It was a new start for I believe his wife still lives in England. And that's, on one of the reports I read, it was she couldn't get in touch with him for a few hours earlier today. So she'd asked somebody to go around to the house in Greece to check, and he's been found dead in the pool. And I'm getting loads of messages, and I appreciate everybody checking in on. It's not about me. It's certainly not about me. It's more a case of how is everybody, and how thinking about George's family, and friends, and the impact they still have on the club, and everybody associated with Sheffield United, but George's family first and foremost. What do you say? What do you say? I'm going to get some of your comments in, because it's not going to be a long stream necessarily. I think it's right that we confirm the news as soon as we get that confirmation, to stop the rumours running rife. But Lex Lewis says, I can't believe this year what is going on. This is really sad news, says Danny, for his family and friends and everyone who knows him. He'll always be a Bladesman. Rest in peace, Starman. No way, says Zombie Hunter. Big tributes at the Lane on the 26th. Absolutely. Rest easy, says Ben. Rest in paradise, George, says Shay. Is it confirmed? I really hope it's not true. I'm sorry, pal. I hate to confirm it, but it's true. June's heartbroken. My heart dropped as soon as I saw this found out from your channel. I'm sat here in tears. Yeah, you won't be the only one, Shay. You won't be the only one. It's so hard to take this in. Awful news, says David. Absolutely right. Rest in peace, says Matthew. Evening, Jimmy. First Maddie, then Johnny, now George. I can't be bothered. Was such a nice bloke too. Absolutely right, Jimmy. Absolutely right. He epitomised everything we love in a player. You can't bottle what he gave us. He became one of us. Rest in peace, George, says Ian. Well said, mate. Well said. Embodied the club, says Chris. There'll always be a Starman running down the right. Oh, I try not to swear on these streams. Like says, I'd rather Blades be relegated every season than this to be true. No words, says Millie. Everything he was summed up this club, says Jay. A massive loss. Worst thing is this kid will grow up without a dad now. I feel sick. Yeah, top bloke, rest in peace. Have you had this confirmed, Jim, or is it still speculate? I've had it confirmed, unfortunately, pal. I've had it confirmed. Yeah, we do, Mark. We do. That's why I'm coming on, because I think it's, as soon as you know, it's right to confirm. I hate to be, and I'm not the one that's broken it, obviously, but I can confirm it from. I've had it direct from the club. Oh, crikey, that's very sad news. Rest in peace, Starman. What on earth? I can't believe this. Too much, says Lax. Absolutely. Is it definitely true? So I'm in utter shock. Yeah, Jack. Sorry, pal. Rest in peace, Starman. Absolutely devastated, says Matthew. He had Sheffield United in his DNA, heartbroken. That man gave everything for the club. Absolutely shook to the core at that news. Absolutely heartbroken. Don't know what to say or think. An unreal player and an even better person. Rest in peace. It doesn't really feel like an appropriate sort of time to reflect, because it's so fresh. But I think it's worth saying that I went with Dave Leary to the end of the year player awards last season, and obviously it was a terrible season for us, and it was the season that they were banding essentially, and he'd already agreed his move to Panathinaikos. It hadn't really come out in the press, but he stood and spoke to us for longer than he needed to do. Talked about his love for the club and the fans. And obviously that's where we got the joke about Dave the Nose and all this sort of stuff. But as a person, he was so giving with his time, so friendly. I can't say enough good things about him. He was my favourite player. Absolutely heartbroken, says Lee. Don't know what to say or think. An unreal player and an even better person. Rest in peace. Saw it as I was finishing work, says Cole. Had to get straight out. One of my favourite Blades. Favourite ever Blades. Rest in peace. Starman, says Neil. Absolutely gutted, says Wayne. Mr. Sheffield United. Can't believe it, says Stephen. Good evening, pal. No words, says Zombie Hunter. No words. There aren't. There's a Starman running down the right. His name is Georgie Baldock, and he's flipping dynamite. He's my idol. Absolutely shook. He's a blade, and he's a blade, says Ollie. We've got to stick together. Always check up on your mates, and that is a big reason why we're on tonight. Well said, Blades TV, and it's a place where you can all come together, and I invite you to comment as whatever you want about George Baldock, about yourself, about whatever it is. But if you are down in any way, I am so lucky with this platform that I have my struggles, as you know, but I've got a group of people now, and my family obviously have always been there anyway. But to pick me up, and they will notice when I'm off a little bit, even if I'm not trying to give anything away. If you've not got that, or if you need that, or just it's easy to say talk to people. I think the problem is keeping talking to people, continuing that conversation. Because I've been open with my family, and then it's a case of as you continue in the headspace, you don't, and they're asking for an update and things like that. You don't want to just be repeating the same thing. So you start saying, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right now. I'm feeling a bit better now, and I'm getting there," and all this. You might not be. You might be same, even worse. And when events like this happen, it's weird because somebody mentioned earlier, it's like a death in the family. He was one of us. He were an adopted Blade because of his commitment to our team, but because he played for our team, we all feel like we knew him. And it's weird talking about him in past tense. So strange. Lost for words, mate, says Aidan. 1 in a million, that lad. One of my fave ever Blades. Rest in peace, Starman. We are here for everyone, Jimmy, says David. Absolutely right we are, pal. Can't believe it, says Beast Boy. Jamie says he's one of the closest players to being Mr. Sheffield United that didn't have links to the club from his childhood or something. Absolutely right. Similar to players like Chris Basham, who just absolutely took the club to heart, didn't they? And yeah, can't believe it, says Ricky. Genuinely devastated. I'm sorry that a lot of these comments will be similar and they're not very pleasant, but I want people to be able to have their say, and that's what we're here for. And it's not going to be the nicest to watch, as this. Burnley fan here, says Dale. Such sad news. I had no idea. Rest in peace. My heart goes out to all his family and the Sheffield United club and fan base. Thank you, pal. Very much appreciate that. I feel ill, says Beast Boy. Oh no, rest in peace, George, says Sarah. No way. Totally loved him. Honestly, can't believe it. Awful. I genuinely feel upset. Absolutely. Shocked, says David. Rest in peace. Love to all his family and friends, says Upson. Rivalries aside from an owl. Rest in peace, George. Well said, Jordan. Thank you, pal. Very much appreciated. No colours when it comes to these situations. Absolutely horrendous. And thank you for sharing, mate. Bless you. Shocked as well. I'm disgusted with this world, with the stuff this world keeps throwing. Shocked. Feel so sorry for his family, says Stump Power. Absolutely done me in, Jimmy, says Thomas. Devastated. Absolute legend, says Alan. Will always be remembered. Love you, George. I think he will. I think he'll go down in. It was going to do anyway. Can't believe it. He was a top lad, says John. Very sad, says Graham. He was so young. I feel so ill, says Beast Boy. Oh my God, gutted, says Andrew. Can't believe it. A true Blade. Gone too soon. What's happening? Our thoughts go out to his family. Rest in peace, you hero of the Blades revival. Rest in peace, George. It's heartbreaking. Love you, pal. Dave Leary, absolutely gutted. Such a brilliant player and an even more brilliant bloke. And yes, he did smell incredible. Thank you for making me smile, Davey boy. Can't believe it. One of our best players in recent times. Rest in peace, George. You will never be forgotten by the Blades, says Ron. Rest in peace, Starman, says Sam, gone but not forgotten. Yeah, he was. I mean, a great bloke. Cherish every day, says Zombie Hunter. And the ones you love, every day is a blessing. Heartbroken. Well said. Even in all what horrendous news. Lump stuck in my throat. Just can't believe this, says Danny. Rest in peace, George. Legend. So sad tonight. Thank you for this, Jimbo. It's not... that hurt seeing that in the chat. Rest in peace, George, says Simon. Gone but always remembered by us Blades. How is it happening? How is this happening? What is going on? Rest in peace, says Dylan. A few dark weeks for us Blades off the pitch. So sad. Yeah, obviously, you're right. Obviously, people have mentioned Maddie. I'm going to Johnny's funeral next week, as I'm sure a lot of you are. And now George, absolutely gutted. One player of the old guard I wanted to keep, said Lee. Sad loss to our team, football in general, but more importantly, his family. Rest in peace, George. Once a blade. Rest in peace, says Saman. Heartbroken, says Gabe. Rest in peace, George Baldock. This is about Baldock. Yeah, it is. Did he? No, I don't. There's no suggestion of foul play. I don't really want to go into it, to be honest, Saman, because I don't know. I'm sad now. He was a great player, gone too soon. Absolutely shocking news. A legend of the club. It has really stunned me. Amazing player for us, mate. He's devastated, still in shock, says Lee. Absolutely right. Maddie, Johnny Baldock, I can't actually believe it. Not a Sheffield United fan, says Andrew Cooper. Once a blade, always a blade. That's right. He became a blade, didn't he? I'm 38, and without doubt, he's the best right back we've had in my lifetime. Me too, pal. At 40, I'd agree with that. Playing during the greatest period of my lifetime and seemed like a great person and role model. Rest in peace, Starman. Always check on your mates, says Blades TV. Rest in peace, George, says Andrew. R.I.P. legend. Don't want to believe it, Jimmy. Can't believe it, says Paul. Devastating man, says Alex. His nickname of Starman was so apt, says Chef Paul. This is horrific news. I was expecting to see him playing for Greece tomorrow at Wembley. Had he been dropped? I don't know. No, I think he'd been injured recently, which is why I thought he was available sooner than he was. But he may have been on the way back because he said he had a few big games, whether he was just travelling with a team. Watch Panathinaikos on Sunday. Baldock was great. Oh, well, there you go. If he's playing, then... Wow. Well said, Johnny. Fly high. Petros. Rest in peace, George. Rest easy, my blade. Hope your family are okay, says Josh. Shocked, incredibly sad news. Rest in peace, says Sean. We should bell out one last time. Starman in memory of... That'll definitely be happening, Sam. That will definitely be happening. Speechless. Rest in peace, George, says Michael. Rest in peace, Georgios, says Petros. Ian Boyden says, devastating news. My thoughts and sympathy go out to his family and everyone who knew him, a true blade through and through, will never be forgotten. So sad. What the heck? Heartbreaking, says Simon. Rest in peace, says Alex. He epitomised 100% blade. Total commitment to the cause. Absolutely right, Stephen. Absolutely right, he did. Absolutely stunned. Such a brill player. My heart goes out to his family, says Neil. Great Bant says, this is the last thing I expected to see today. Appreciate every minute you have. Appreciate your loved ones and speak to someone if you're struggling. Rest in peace, George. Absolutely tragic, says Phil. Thoughts go to his nearest and dearest. Shocking news again. Lost for words. I'm literally heartbroken. Can't believe it, says Nick. Retire the number 2 shirt. Rest in peace, George. Riff says, same as everyone else. I'm just in total shock. Thoughts and prayers with his friends and family. Hope you're doing well as well, Riff. I know you've been through the mill, pal. Agreed, says Sam. Jack says, I had so much loss in my life recently, and now this is very tough. I can't. Oh, we're okay, Jack. If you need to, you can always reach out to us. How did it happen? 31 is way too young. We don't know, Michael. We don't know how it's happened, pal. Devastating news, says Alex. What the hell, says Lee. This is so sad. He was a fantastic role model. I agree, Phil. Rest in peace, George. What's happened? We don't know. We don't know. He's found dead in his pool in Greece. One Greek newspaper says it was his kid's birthday today. I can't imagine what the family is going. Oh, can you imagine? Alcohol was a factor in the drowning. Don't know. I don't want to speculate, to be honest, mate. I appreciate people will do, and that's natural to want to find out. Did he suffer from depression, says Alex? I've no idea, to be honest. No idea. Rest in peace, George. Retire the 2 shirt to Sheffield United FTV. There's a Greek comment there that I can't decipher, I'm afraid, Anoma. I'm a Panathinaikos fan, and I know. Well, I'm sorry, mate. It was found in his pool. Kind of difficult with Gilchrist wearing it about the number 2 shirt. Agree, retire the number 2 shirt. People have strong feelings either way on that, and I understand the sentiment. Fly high, Starman will always be a blade. Absolutely gutted. Starman, there's a Starman bracing heaven's sights in his name. He's George Baldock, and he was flipping dynamite. It said that there were 2 bottles of vodka next to his pool. Okay. As I say, all this will likely come out, and there may well be some sort of diagnosis or understanding of what's actually happened. Absolutely bloody gutted, man. What a legend he was. A rate player and a person, says Anthony. Well said, mate. Here in Greece, we don't cry for dead brothers, we sing for them. Thanks, George Baldock. Good night from Greece. Well said, pal. Well said. I think it's natural to sort of have a bit of a shaky start to that, though. It's such a shock, isn't it? Feel sick to the stomach, says Bry. Feel numb. Sick. Rest in peace, our legend of a starman. One of my favourite players. Thoughts with family and friends, says Drew. George, he has had me in tears, says Beast Boy. Absolutely shocking news. So sad. Rest in peace, Starman, says 1010. Hello from Greece and Panathinaikos. Rest in peace, George. Thank you, pal. How was he dead? Love you, George, says Lax. What a player he was. I'm devastated, says Ricky. There's only one Georgie Baldock. There absolutely is. Absolutely. I'm always here on Twitter. If you need a chat, I can try and help the best I can. Well said, Sam. Thank you, pal. Hope people are taking notice of these offers. People don't throw out these offers just to be nice. People are genuinely willing to support you and help you. So if you're struggling in any way, there's loads of people like Sam who are willing to talk to you. Imagine seeing a Blades legend die and deciding to pop on YouTube to monetize his death. Prick. What? Great. Thanks for your comment. Can't believe this news. So sad. Micro found dead in a pool, another sudden death. It's not yet known what has happened. Once a blade, always a blade. Together we are in the Bladesmen. Rest in peace, George Baldock. Can't believe this news devastated, says Ian. So sad. My 3-year-old grandson is named after him. We have a photo on the side of George and my daughter when she was pregnant. Such a lovely lad up the blade. He's always been great anyway. Greek newspaper says it was his kid's birthday today. I pray for the family. This is as big a shock as when I heard about Gary Speed. The gut punches keep coming. Love to all my fellow Blades. So Scott's asking for speculation to stop. It's natural, isn't it, pal? But I know what you mean. Phenomenal player, but in mine and my family's experience, an even better human. Top player. Rest in peace. Retire the 2 shirt. What a servant to the club this man was. Absolutely heartbreaking news. He will forever be a Blade. Rest in peace. Gorgeous George. Absolutely gutted, says Jordan. Need to do some sort of remembrance at the next home match. What a legend. Gave his all for the Blades. A true legend. Rest in peace, pal. Once a Blade, always a Blade. Was only talking to him at the Player the year last season. Yeah, we were too, pal. We were too. Scored a 8. Good goal against Swansea last time he played against them. Defo was an asset to the Blades. Absolutely right. Nakos says, guys, we're feeling rubbish here in Athens. That is so sad. We loved him so much. Black day for Sheffield United, Panathinaikos, and national football team Greece. Absolutely shocking news, says Charlie. A brilliant player throughout the AFL and Sheffield United. Rest in peace. Thank you, pal. Rest in peace, George Baldock, says CC. I never had the chance to have a photo with George, and I'm devastated. However, never will now. This guy was a huge part of some of the best times being a Blade. The club kept me going through a doubt. And me, Lee. And me. Well said, mate. One of the best right backs to ever play for us. Rest in peace, George. Best I've seen, to be honest. Rest in peace, Baldock, says Chester. Shocking news. How did he die, man? Don't know yet, mate. She said the awful news. Rest in peace, George, forever in every Blade's hearts, says Pete. So devastating, says Darryl. Love the guy. Love to all his family. A true Blade. Always absolutely devastated. Rest in peace, George Baldock. Love to all the Blades family, says Charlie. He will be cherished, says Jordan. He will, pal. Never forget him being with 4,000 Blades at Cov in 2022. Adopted Blade forever. What a legend. Gone far too soon. It doesn't seem real, says Paul, in shock. He was a Blade through and through. Our starman went to Greece and bought a Greece shirt with him in mind. Will always be a Blades legend. Rest in peace. Thoughts go out to the family, says Lewis. Played in the derby of eternal enemies on Sunday. Panathinaikos versus Olympiakos. Scored one of the best goals I've ever seen. Didn't come from a football background. But in my first season in 2021, and he made me fall in love. We all used to call him Stavros after his nationality changed, says Cole. Yeah, Georgios Baldokios, we called him. Yeah, what a player. What a player. Did everyone proud and his homeland. Furious George, truly devastated, says Alessandro. Awful news. A brilliant player throughout the AFL. Sorry, Charlie, I read that. I think you've double commented there. RIP Stavros. Too many players going way too soon, says Ghostbuster. First Sarcic, now Baldock. Rest in peace, George, says Joe. Rest in peace, George. Always a Blade. Can't believe it. Can't believe what I'm hearing, says Sportsman. I know. What the hell, says Happy Chappy. Rest in peace from a Les Mahago fan. Sorry, Sean. Sorry, mate. Phil for Sander Berger, he was really close to him. Oh, mate, there'll be so many players close to him. Very close to Bash and Egan and a lot of people around the club. It's devastating. Nice guy, beloved from all teams in Greece. Giorgio, you will be unforgettable. Rest in peace. Greek man here, really sorry. Sorry, man. England playing against us tomorrow, and I just don't know. Man, may his soul rest in peace. Bless him, family. Joe says, rest in peace, George. Always a Blade, fantastic character, fantastic footballer from Manila. Thank you, pal. You're getting exposed on the SU forum, pal. Fair enough. Fair enough. This is what I mean. This is what I mean about these legendary Blade, horrendous news. Thoughts and prayers with his family. All Blades stand united. Rest in peace, George. It's so fast. But I always love you. Thoughts go out to all the family. Cannot believe it. Fly high, Starman, says Jack. Honestly, it's truly heartbreaking, regardless of the circumstances of Starboy's passing. Children have lost a father and a wife has lost a husband. George Baldock is the best right back to wear the red and white. Just 3 days ago, he was playing the biggest derby in Greece and now he's dead. May his soul rest in peace, says Lelos. A live stream, just as the news is... Oh, my... Okay. I think I'm going to stop because I've not come on to get abused. I thought it right to give a platform for people to confirm the news because I don't think it's right that speculation continues to run rife. Can't believe what a player he was. He'll be missed, says Sam. I feel sick, says Wayne. Sheffield United made a statement yet on George Baldock. If anyone needs to reach out, I'm always available to talk. Thank you, Phoenix. I'm always on my phone, so no one will go unanswered. Can't believe this news, Jimmy, says James. Lost far too many now, says Paul. Absolutely good. I feel sick. Rest in peace, Starman. Rest in peace, George. Rest in peace, George. But like, come on, sorry. Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Rest in paradise, George. One of my faves. So shocked, amazing player. George, rest in peace, Georgie Baldock, absolute beast of a player, a Blades legend and best right back we've ever had. Absolutely tragic loss. A very dark night. So many fantastic memories. What a player, what a man. What a Blade. Okay. I'm going to stop because I think the forum's starting to drip in a little bit and it's becoming quite... Sorry, I apologise if anybody this is offended. It certainly wasn't the intention. Yeah, it were more to confirm rather than allow speculation to run rife. I will likely not be online for a few days. There were no planned rambles anyway, but it's devastating news, isn't it? And we remember George Baldock for all that he gave us. Thank you to Georgie boy, and forever be the Starman, won't he? Running down the right. So sad. Up the Blades.